Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm making this video again just for a better clarity क्योंकि I had received a few couple of comments in regards to the deep sound on the Zebronics Juke Bar 9400. So let me tell you again. So basically the deep sound you get is on the basis of how you uh, set up your sound bar and the satellite speakers. So in my case, I have my sound bar kept right here and the woofer right next to it. Next thing, I have the satellite speakers kept around my bed, which is one is here and the other one is here. Now for you to get a deep sound, see, this is where my head goes, this is where I sit, while I'm watching a movie or something. So this is how the setup needs to be for you to get the complete feel of the Dolby 5.1. You see the setup, how I've kept my satellite speakers, one right here, the other one right there, and this is where my head goes. These two speakers are not supposed to be kept too far away from where the actual seat would be. Okay, so little thoda piche chalega, but not too far away. So this is my setup and I'm getting absolutely perfect and amazing Dolby deep sound effect. And a few of them were commenting saying that it is quite prolonged sound is all they're getting, but nah, it's not like that. It is on the it depends on the settings you set up and the position of the speakers. So this is my case, this is where I've kept my speakers, the satellite speakers and the main speaker. So let's get down to the settings once again. I've also mentioned the settings in the previous video. You guys can check out that video as well for the newcomers and for the people who had issues with the settings and for the deep sound. See, the first thing is you need to set up an ARC, which is, I hope you guys know, HDMI ARC port पे आपको connect करना चाहिए. And once that is connected, please do comment if you don't know where to connect and what ARC is. I will make another video on that. So you go to the advanced sound settings. See, I always keep my sound settings on pass through. So pass through को समझना बहुत important है. So pass through is basically when you connect an HDMI ARC का port आप connect जो करते हैं. तो HDMI ARC का port when it's connected. Now for an example, now you saw that I've kept it on pass through. And this movie is Dolby Atmos. Look at this, ये Dolby Atmos supported है. This is Dolby Atmos, इधर लिखा हुआ है AHD, sorry ADH, that is Dolby Atmos का symbol होता है वो. And yeah, so let me show you how the sound feels on the pass through. So when I keep it on pass through, all the Dolby Atmos supported videos, so this video is Dolby Atmos supported. So since it is supported, it will not amplify the sound. So what it does is it pass throughs the sound through the speakers directly. So you get the original Dolby Atmos feel. That is why we always use pass through. Now अभी थोड़े लोग कमेंट कर रहे थे कि they were confused कि Dolby Atmos pass through क्या करता है and Dolby Digital Plus का settings क्या करता है and Dolby Digital Plus का setting क्या करता है. So for example, ये वाला, this is Dolby Atmos supported already. The video is Dolby Atmos supported. Excuse me. Haven't had my breakfast yet. So okay, now since this is Dolby Atmos supported, you can either play it on pass through mode, which will still sound pretty much the same thing as Dolby Digital Plus. And एक मिनट मैं दिखा देता हूँ आपको. So you go here, ये ट्रेलर हो गया इसका.
For years, we would pretend to write Bond songs because it was such a dream of ours. Bond music is the most iconic thing on the planet.
It's been in our lives for as long as we
So
can
you keep
remember.
the volume minimum up to
You're in the womb. What do you hear? The
11
heartbeat
or
and the
12.
Bond theme.
The horns, the guitar, they were so evocative of that era. Bond wouldn't be Bond without that.
Gradually you can also keep it up to 14 or 15.
We went in the studio, recorded it, and I certainly.
So this thing is basically Dolby Atmos supported, and the video, the sound clarity and the deep sound as you wanted, you will still get that. Lekin you need to give good enough sound volume. You can keep it up to, I would say for my setup, I keep the volume up to 12 to 13. 13 bars is the maximum on the subwoofer is what I'm saying. You keep it up to 13 for my setup. So if your setup is a little big, you know, if you've kept the satellite speakers a little far away, ये थोड़ा दूर रखे हुए हैं, तो I would suggest you to give the volume, keep the volume up to say 15 or 16 for you to get the deep sound effect, and your head should be right between these two speakers. And you see how I've tilted the speaker so that the sound goes right through my ears. Now you will get the exact Dolby Atmos sound effect, just like how you watch it in the theaters, if you keep it in that positioning. Otherwise, yeah, like you said, you will not feel much of a difference in normal speakers and these speakers. You need to keep the satellite speakers in a right position. That's the main thing. Now second, let's jump down to Dolby Digital. Now see, since this video is already क्या बोलते हैं, already Dolby supported video, this movie, this is on Amazon Prime, it is already supported by Dolby Digital. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, right now, since it is on pass through, you see it is already on pass through, this audio is the original audio of this movie is being sent directly to the speakers, where you will have to keep the volume up to 13 or 14 depending on the positioning of your satellite speakers. Now when I put the settings onto Dolby Digital Plus, okay, so this is Dolby Digital Plus. Now what happens is, I haven't changed the sound volume on the speakers. See, it's on, I think it's on 12. Let me leave it on 12. Now what happens here is, since I've changed it from pass through to Dolby Digital, and the video is already Dolby Digital supported, Dolby Atmos supported, so what happens here is, it overplays the sound and gives you a much better experience, I would say, but I would still suggest you to keep it on pass through for you to get the actual real audio of the movie. In that you will actually get a proper home theater feel, like just like how you watch it in the movie theater. Okay, इसमें भी आता है on Dolby Digital Plus also, you will get it, but this amplifies this. What it does is, it amplifies the sound which is already an original Dolby Digital. Now the movie which is there is already Dolby Digital, right? It already supports Dolby Atmos. So when you put it on Dolby Digital Plus, what it does, it tries to amplifies the same Dolby Digital, Dolby Atmos ka sound, and when it amplifies, it gives you a much louder sound than when you put it on pass through. So let me show you here. Okay, go back. Same volume, I haven't changed the volume when it was on pass through. It was on 13. Now when I put it back on Dolby Digital Plus, it's still on 13. Now when you hear the sound, it's pretty loud comparatively to pass through.
No, there was some kind of magic that day.
You got these incredible images and this incredible music. It became a universe of its own.
The songs tend to have an emotional
Both
depth.
these speakers are still playing, and it's pretty loud comparatively.
And you can't wait for them to break your heart.
The fight to be cast as Bond.
that's what it does. Now coming down to Dolby Digital, there are three options: Dolby Digital Pass Through, Dolby Digital Plus, PCM. Forget about this, never put it on PCM. PCM is only TV speakers. So pass through, Dolby Digital, Dolby Digital Plus. Dolby Digital is the next version of the sound. I would say this is not recommended. You can either use pass through or you could use Dolby Digital Plus. Both of these are best, but if you have an original Dolby Digital movie, like for an example, this movie, suppose Dolby Digital, I would suggest you to put it on pass through, give it a good enough volume, and then enjoy the movie. Okay, I wouldn't recommend you to put it on Dolby Digital Plus because the movie is already Dolby Atmos supported. So for another instance, if you find any other movie which is not Dolby Digital supported, in those movies I would suggest you to put the settings into Dolby Digital Plus and then watch the movie. In that way, the movie which is not supported Dolby Atmos would actually amplify and give you a Dolby Digital, Dolby Atmos wala experience into keeping the settings into Dolby Digital Plus. I hope you guys understood what I'm trying to explain here, and it is very simple. It's not that difficult or complicated. All you have to do is know the right settings so that you enjoy the exact feel of the movie, right? So let me also try and find a movie which does not have Dolby Digital. Let's quickly go through that as well. Bad Guys. No, this also supports Dolby Digital. Lord of the Rings. There you go. This one has 5.1 but it is not Dolby Digital supported. देखो इसमें Dolby Atmos support नहीं होता है. Don't get confused when I say Dolby Digital. Dolby Atmos इस पे नहीं है. You see that 5.1 है, but 5.1 तो हर एक movie में आ जाता है. Since I've connected 5.1, speakers are 5.1. There are 3 speakers inside this dash, and on the subwoofer you will obviously subwoofer hota hai, and 2 satellite speakers, so it's 5.1. 5 speakers and 1 subwoofer. So okay, now let's check this video out. Now see, this does not have Dolby Atmos. Let me play this for you. Now since I've put the settings on Dolby Digital Plus, the settings are still on Dolby Digital Plus. You see, advanced settings, Dolby Digital Plus pe hai. Now since it is on Dolby Digital Plus, what it does is, the video which I'm playing now does not have Dolby Atmos, right? So this setting will actually amplify the video and give you a Dolby Atmos experience. That is why the speakers have come up with these options, which is Dolby Digital and Dolby Digital Plus, these 2 extra options. Nahi to otherwise the only option they would give you is pass through, right? So you can also try checking out any other videos, or from many other YouTubers, even they would tell the same thing, that pass through is the main component for the speaker for Dolby Atmos. The Dolby Digital Plus and Dolby Digital are these 2 options given to you only when your content does not have Dolby Atmos support. For example, this video or this movie, which is The Lord of the Rings, ये बहुत पुराना movie है, and since it is old, obviously it does not have Dolby Digital, but it does have 5.1. Like I said, it has 5.1. There you go, देखो 5.1 है इसमें. 5.1 वैसे भी आता ही है, okay, on all of the old movies. So when I play this on Dolby Digital Plus, I mean there's the pass through में उतना ज़्यादा sound नहीं आता है. So when you take it off from Dolby Digital Plus. So this is pretty much I wanted to explain you guys, and I hope you guys understood what to do next and how to set up your device accordingly. And if there are any questions still, anything at all related to the soundbar, please do comment. And also there was another person asking me in regards to क्या पूछ रहा था वो. Yeah, he said that when he puts the settings on Dolby Digital Plus or Dolby Digital, after 15-20 minutes it automatically shuts down the system. That is absolutely that is not supposed to happen. That is, if that happens, when you put it on Dolby Digital Plus, जब आप Dolby Digital Plus settings पे रख के देख रहे हो, and if your home theater shuts down automatically, turns off after 15-20 minutes, that is not normal. You will have to get the system replaced as soon as possible. अगर आप Amazon या Flipkart से ले रहे हो तो send it back to them, have it replaced at the earliest. And that's pretty much from my end. Usually what happens in my cases, when I don't use it, when I just leave it in this position, when I just leave the thing, and if I just go grab my lunch or dinner and I forget about this, tab automatically after 15 minutes, when I leave it like this on standby, the home theater turns off itself automatically after 15-20 minutes. And उसके लिए भी settings है, you need to TV पे settings मिलता है, you can change that as well. But for me it is better if I don't use it, it turns off automatically since I'm not using it. And that's pretty much from my end. And again guys, if there is anything at all, please do feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and please share this content to your friends, families, and everyone, so that they have a complete understanding of the setup of the home theater. Again, just to summarize, you will have to keep your satellite speakers according to your, because see, these are just small speakers. It's not like 6.5 or 7.5 वाला speakers हैं, ये just बस 5.1 है, right? So sorry, 5.2 5.3 तो नहीं है, ये 6 point क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं, 6.2 6.1. तो anyway, तो it's just 5.1 ना. 3 speakers इसमें आता है, 1 2 3, and इधर 2 speakers है. If you at least had like extra 2 satellite speakers, then you would get to feel a good quality deep sound. As my commenters mentioned, deep sound nahi aa raha, is just giving a prolonged sound. Yeah, obviously it will still give you a prolonged sound because your positioning of the speakers would be really far away. You might have kept the speakers very far away. You need to keep the positioning right exactly how I've kept them. बहुत पास में रखा हुआ है, आप तो देख सकते हैं, तकिया है ये, and then this is where my head goes, and these are the speakers. It's not that far away. When you keep it in this positioning and then watch a movie, obviously you will get the exact feel, the exact deep sound. आपको सब का सब मिल जाएगा, just like how you watch it on a theater. And I would say I would really recommend buying these speakers in fact. So for that price range, obviously बस इतना ही आपको मिलता है. If you're willing to spend much higher price, then you would probably get another extra 2 satellite speakers. Obviously आप इसको तो connect नहीं कर पाएंगे, ये तो 5.1 है. If you get 6.1 or 7.1, then that would be amazing. I'm telling you, if you buy a 6.1 or a 7.1, that would be amazing. I could probably keep one speaker there on top, another speaker there on top. तब you will get a much better deep sound as you mentioned. तो इसमें this is the maximum deep sound what you will get. You can't expect much from these speakers. But if you really want to enjoy the feel, keep the speakers, positioning of the speakers very accurately, just like how I have kept them, for you to enjoy the deep sound and everything. And also before I go, you can also browse through YouTube and search for Dolby digital content, Dolby Atmos content. For example, when I open YouTube, just go here and search for Dolby Atmos, Atmosphere. क्या हो रहा है? Dolby Atmos. Just search for Dolby Atmos, then you'll find videos like these. So you can play either one of these videos, probably play this one, and then keep your positioning of your speakers right where I've kept them, sit in between, and then play this video. Give a good enough volume, and trust me, you're gonna find the speakers really amazing and brilliant, really brilliant experience you will have. ये जो आप deep sound बोल रहे हैं ना, trust me, you will get it in this video. So when you get it in this video, obviously the speakers are really good. You just need to keep the positioning of the speakers the right way. Okay, that's pretty much, guys. You'll find a lot of videos like this. All of these are Dolby digital, Dolby Atmos supported videos. Okay, तो आप search कर सकते हैं. Not all would be supported, but since you have searched, you need to be specific and pick up the videos. तो ये Dolby Atmos है. This will also give you that sound experience of actual Dolby Atmos. I'm showing you this is the only reason why I'm showing you this is you will understand what deep sound is after watching the video, and you will be able to analyze the deep sound comparatively in a movie and by playing such videos. So by that you will know ki yeah, these speakers are worth it. It's not really that bad, but it is based on the price what you get. So that's pretty much from my end, guys. So if there is anything at all, any comments, any issues, please feel free to comment, subscribe, like, and love you all. Thanks, peace, bye.